With breaking news tonight at 6 o'clock, a person killed after a crash on the south side, and neighbors tell us this involved a pedestrian. Our Brandon Schaff is at the scene live tonight. So Brandon, what else have you learned from police and people in the area there?
Yeah, good evening, Jenny. This really is a tragic incident that happened here on West Thompson Road. The area behind me is closed off right off of South Meridian Street. We'll show you this still active scene with police cars closing off the area here where the incident happened. IMPD's crash investigation team is working to figure out exactly how this happened, but a neighbor here says that this is unfortunately an area where cars do frequently speed through here. They even go through the nearby traffic light and sometimes even go off of the roads, hitting some of the mailboxes around here. So this has been a problem for quite some time, ever since they lived around here. The neighbor's husband actually heard the tires squealing, and when the crash happened, running over and finding their neighbors on the ground and the crashed car. And she says first responders showed up here quickly, but this incident, unfortunately, adding to her concerns about the dangerous driving around here.
I would say it's very scary, and I just wish people would pay more attention, I think, and be more cautious. It's scary, and it's scary to think of what could happen if it was my kids, or, if we would have been out here at that moment.
And I want to show you this sign here. It says slow down. This is a neighborhood, not a racetrack. So something that is certainly highlighting the issues out here in this neighborhood on the Indianapolis South Side. Jenny, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Brandon Schaff reporting live for us. Thank you. Right now, a 15-year-old girl is under arrest after a stabbing at Castleton Square Mall. Police say the suspect used a pair of scissors to stab another girl. This all happened on a busy Friday night at the mall. Our Marina Silva spoke with a witness who stepped in to help.
See, there's no point in this.
That's Caitlin Keith. She's watching a video of the stabbing at Castleton Square Mall Friday night. A stabbing she saw happen in real time. Now, we are not showing the video because it's not clear who took it, and the graphic violence involving minors.
I ran out to the store, like in front of the store, big old fight happening, and then I saw these three girls walking, the one in the middle covered in blood, just completely drenched, and they were in shock and they just kept walking.
Keith says she jumped in to help that teenage girl. According to investigators, the teenager was taken to the hospital with traumatic injuries, but now her condition is described as stable. Metro Police say they believe this was targeted, saying 3 girls showed up at the mall to target a 4th girl who was working there.
Fights happen a lot here, but seeing it, especially a bunch of 15-year-olds, it was like, wow, that's not cool. Like, it happens a lot here. It needs to not happen here. And especially seeing 15-year-olds covered in blood, that was terrifying.
While the parking lot here at Castleton Square Mall is full, just a day later, I'm told inside the fear still lingers.
It's very, what's the word, like morbid in a sense, because like everybody, is like, oh, dang. But like people are bouncing back. I think they got the caution tape down, which is nice.
Do you feel safe?
No, not at all. Not in the slightest.
As Keith continues to do her job, she's hoping parents do theirs.
Parents are letting their teenagers come here and run wild. I mean, I was a teenager and I used to hang out here, but like when I was a teenager, we weren't fighting. We weren't trying to hurt each other. I love my job, but this place is not fun.
What was supposed to be a normal Friday night at the mall turned into fear for so many. Reporting in Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Marina did reach out to Simon Malls, the owner of Castleton Square Mall. We will let you know if and when we hear back. Well, we have an update tonight on the investigation into 2 county sheriffs and a jail matron. The Clinton County Sheriff and his wife are now booked into the Marion County Jail. Sheriff Richard Kelly and his wife Ashley Kelly, who's a jail matron, face charges related to fraud, theft, and official misconduct. They're accused of stealing money from the Indiana State Police Pension Trust. This also follows a court ruling last year finding them liable of misappropriating more than $329,000. We have more details online right now about their arrest and a separate case against the Du Bois County Sheriff. All right, 6:11, want to get you updated on the weather, and it's really been a nice sunny Saturday, a day you could get in the yard. We were doing some yard work. I'm sure you were, Mr. Gardner.
I was definitely in the yard
He's our
today.
resident gardener, folks.
I was. You know, very nice. A little on the chilly side to start the day.
It was.
But it warmed up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow's going to be even warmer.
Okay.
There's just one thing that may make for a little bit of trouble for tomorrow, and that's that it's going to be a bit on the windy side. So expect that. Live look from Bloomington over IU campus right now. You see some of those high, thin clouds. Didn't do a whole lot to keep our temperatures from warming up. We're now starting to see some southeast winds kick in, and this will be the wind that we expect to help to really warm the temperatures up for tomorrow. 60s, and yes, there's a 71 showing up for Bloomington, and we do expect these temperatures to get even warmer for tomorrow. Now, they're not going to cool down very much for tonight. So if you have plans for this evening, it's a very comfortable evening. Temperatures will ease their way out of the 60s. This won't be a dramatic cool down, and we're only headed for the 50s during the overnight. Let's call it partly cloudy skies, but I kind of think what you see is what you get when it comes to cloud cover. And then overnight low temperatures for tonight into the 50s, maybe low 50s to the north, but we're certainly expecting some of those warmer temperatures, especially for tomorrow. We've got 80s in the forecast. And look, it's going to stay near 80 for quite a while, but there is a pattern change on the way. I'll talk about what that means in the 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, see you in a few minutes. Rob, thank you. Tonight, a community is rallying for change, all in honor of Haley Busby. The 17-year-old from Fishers disappeared earlier this year. Police found her body in Ohio weeks later. Well, now her family is pushing for more awareness and stricter laws to protect kids online. Haley's law would create a pink alert. That could be sent out if a missing person or a child is at risk, but doesn't meet the criteria for a silver or amber alert. Tonight, Haley's family and friends will be gathering signatures to support that law at the Fishers Freight game. Also, some of the ticket proceeds will go toward Haley's Army for Children. That game starts at 7 o'clock. A van crashed last night carrying kids with the Boys and Girls Club of Muncie. Luckily, no serious injuries. The interim CEO of the Boys and Girls Club says the van was taking youth and staff home from an event when that crash happened. Multiple people got checked out at the hospital just as a precaution. Again, nobody seriously hurt. No details yet on the circumstances of the crash itself. Well, we want to remind you, as you clean out your closets for spring, you can help children in need. Just donate winter coats the kids have outgrown to the Coats for Kids Spring Clean. From now until the end of the month, you can drop off new or gently used coats at any classic cleaners. The Salvation Army is also collecting coats at the Indy Ignite match tomorrow. We've got info and a link to donate at WTHR.com/coats. Still ahead here tonight, peace talks between the U.S. and Iran, how long they could last, and the hopes leaders have for ending the conflict. Rob?
And we're expecting warmer temperatures, certainly for tomorrow, into the low 80s, but that's going to stay with us for much of the week. But that pattern change that I mentioned, we're going to talk about what it means for our rain and storm chances.
Plus, a new update on a woman missing in the Bahamas. The timeline police now face on whether to charge her husband.